Welcome to Banished, and welcome to Revingham. I am Mayor Rever, and I am plowing right ahead with growing our fine town. As a matter of fact, we are doing so well with food these days that we're going to take our chances, and I started the episode back up, or started this episode, I should say. We're going to allow 16 migrants, nomads, whatever you want to call them. Yep, so we have a mix of children and all, and we've been building houses, and I think I have, this was, I think, unless I missed one, which is certainly possible, one of the last wooden houses. Now, do we have any down here? No, these are stone houses. So good. So from now on, I think all of our houses are stone houses, and what I would like to do with those people, this is all kind of spur of the moment for me, is get some more people over to here. Now, where does our market end? Right, so what I'd like to do is sort of keep them in the zone of the market without blocking things up too much. I mean, we could put quite a few houses in here, but I'd like to get them working here and here and here. So let's go ahead and build, I don't know, maybe right across from here we'll build some houses. All right, we'll build one there, and we'll leave space for a path. Cancel that. Sorry. I want to put them right on the road. Yeah, I'm going to build it like here, here. So that's a few. And then, how much wood do we have? So I ran around between the episodes getting a bit of wood. Yeah, I think we'll just get, I don't know if we're going to be able to do every, oh, the well's right there. It's okay. We're not going to get 3 in there. Why don't we just get one right next to the well? There we go. So that's 4 more houses. That should be enough for the incoming people, I think. That's all right. They're living for now, right? But there you go. Look, 17 on the food. Now, what else were we building? I kind of forget. I closed these things just to start the episode, but then I don't know. Probably should just leave them open when I'm doing this back to back anyway. So we have our cows. I think one of the reasons, even after the last episode, we were still had our food going up and up and up. And I think it was because we were getting cows now. Like this cow pasture is at 19 of 19, and this one down here is at 20 of 20. So we were in good shape. Plus we started wheat fields, and we're just getting a ton of food coming in. I mean, it's already summer and we're still overflowing with food. So at this point, we're pretty good. So I think we're in good shape to take in those people. In addition, what I had done before the nomad thing came up is I shut off these 2 fishing. And I think we did it in the last episode, but we've also shut off our hunters. And again, I don't think it's too necessary because we're getting leather now from 2 cattle pastures, and then this one I hope will recover, and this cattle pasture will recover. So in between the episodes, we started this last episode, we had a tailor, so I got the tailor going. And something I forgot to mention in the last episode was I was building some stone roads. So at one point, those super keen observers, there we go, so these people should move into that house anyway. And that was the house that was over here, I think, probably. Yeah, this one. So good. So those people will have some place to live. And that should get us certainly better off down here. I mean, we got, I think, more than enough houses for the people that live in this area at this point. Now, keep in mind, we got enough houses for these people, I think, especially because we shut that off. And, the herb limit again. Okay. Oh, we got a trader. Okay, let's do my normal pause thing. Just see what this guy's trading. Oh, pumpkin seeds. Wonderful. Let's have a pumpkin seed. We already. We don't have bee. Oh, can we swing this? Well, let's do all of our firewood, which we need to keep an eye on that. Let's do all of our herbs. And what are we up to? 2,200 to keep going, but that'll get us 2 more seeds. Yeah, let's Get rid of all of our cabbages. We don't have any warm coats. We don't have any steel tools over here still. Mutton. Yeah, mutton's worth 3. We might take off some of these cabbages if we can get to it. You know, why not keep the food that you get the least? Now, eggs do sell for more from other people. Oh, did that make it even? Okay. All right, so let's just take a look at our inventory. 500 firewood. Yeah, you know what? Let's trade this guy. I think I want to take that firewood number down just because we're still sort of struggling. We'll bring 300 firewood back there, and then cabbages. We sold a lot of the cabbages. Right, so we don't want to. Well, let's see. How many cabbages do we have in the world? All right, let's dismiss this guy. Oh no, I want to straighten that inventory out. One of the reasons for pausing it. You know what? We're going to pull those cabbages in. And then how about mutton? Yeah, you know what? We're going to pull that mutton in too. We got close to 5,000. We got 3,500 cabbages. And peppers. There's peppers. Well, let's cut that down to half. 1,600 in here instead of, or 600 instead of 1,200. So I didn't necessarily mean to close that window. Eggs. Yeah, we got a lot of eggs, so we can bring 400 eggs back in. Okay, I don't think we're going to starve ourselves, but that's good. So we got two more of the things. Right? Yeah. So we got corn seeds. I didn't even see that. Can we swing corn seeds? Boy, this is the trader we needed 6 episodes ago. Other than, I don't know if I have enough money for all this, but. And if we did 200 eggs, yeah, you know what? We're not going to be able to do this, are we? Well, you know what? We don't have to dismiss him. Yeah, so we need another. We don't have anything else in here, but you know what? I'm going to not dismiss him, and hopefully, let's post him. It's a shame we can't shrink that. Yeah, we'll try to remember. I didn't dismiss him, did I? Let's hit play. No. So let's see if he stays there long enough for us to gather some more stuff up, and we'll trade for the corn too. Yes, we could do pumpkins, and we could do beans. Yeah, one each. Please. All right, 26 of 26 farmers. Not a crazy amount of food, but I'd like to get it growing so we have the variety. I'm not sure if it makes that much difference. Somebody can tell me if they know that. Yeah, so I guess okay, so what else did we... one other thing, this is something I forgot. Oh, no, I already told you that. I'm sorry, repeating myself. Yeah, we built roads. So we got some roads built down into here because we had more stone, which is one of the other things. We'll definitely, as we ramp up the housing, get it over here so we can get some people working in the quarries and the mines. And this is a whole industry that'll suck up a lot of people as we grow. We get 22 laborers, but let's get these houses built first, and we'll go from there. So I think it's each of these houses is being built. And again, it's just because we got the nomads in. Stone house. And then we probably want to get the other stuff. And again, my big fight has been with the wood. That's like if I was nervous about getting those. Oh, we have another one? Yes, we do. Well, we got bean seeds. Let's pause. I don't like to feel frantic. I like to relax in my Banished. All right, so what do we have? Let's go over here. Do we have apples? I think we have apples. No, we don't have apples. This is the other one, so we should have, but we do have beans. We don't have squash. We are just Where were... Oh, look at this. We don't have potatoes. And pecans. There's no way. Do we have 10,000 in here? We're going to go for it if we do, right? So let's... Well, right off the bat, 1,400 would be a good chunk towards that. Oops. Let's... No, I do want to keep this open. Maybe. Yeah, 1,400 was a good chunk towards that. Herbs will be another fair chunk towards it. Now we're down to 3,600. Yeah, you know what? I'd rather have the crops while we can get them and not have to order them. It's always sort of a goal of mine to get all these trade items in. Right? So we'll just get rid of all that squash and all those herbs, and it's, you know, we're going to get rid of a lot of our food. You must trade another 1,200. All right, so what else can we trade? Oh, we got a whole... Cabbages. Yes, we can certainly trade some cabbages. Oops. Yeah, is there something else we'd rather trade? Well, we just started up another tailor. And I kind of hate to trade food because it's food, but we are making so much at this point that it's not a particular issue, though it will be. I mean, as we just took in that extra population, so we have to be a little careful. And okay, so I think that's it. We're going to get all those things. Did I miss one? Potatoes, pears, pecans. Is there anything else we'd trade for? No, I think we're going to be okay on all those other things. Boom. All right, so now let's take a quick look at our inventory. Cabbages, yeah, we're going to bring 1,200 more cabbages in. Firewood, now we need to bring this down. And I kind of forget what I did, so we're just going to take that to 0 for now. Herbs, we have a good number of herbs. We didn't do anything with herbs over here. I guess we have to look at both trading posts. Inventory, herbs. Okay, so they're already going to take 200. Yeah, so let's take this to 0. We'll up it again in the future. And pumpkins. We don't have any pumpkins. Yeah, so we need to take that to 0. Not that it would really matter because we don't have any anyway. Squash is going to be the same deal. This was the squash and pumpkins I bought, I think, before the last episode, or in the break of the last episode, whatever it was. So let's see, just comparing these numbers. Yeah, you know, this can go to 0. I don't think we're ever going to make iron tools again. Okay, so that should be okay. I don't think we'll clean ourselves out of inventory. So we can dismiss this guy. All right, and then let's go check that other guy before we... What were we going to get from him? Corn. Yeah, so that's still something we don't have. So did we get enough? Got some wool back in here. 315. Corn. This has been a hot episode. I'm happy, if you can't tell. All right, so yeah, that was a odd number. Let's take this to, yeah, an even, well, let's get all the eggs in there. All right, 550 to complete it. No, not yet. It hasn't really been that much time. I think I'm even going to do this just to kind of encourage that to happen a little bit quicker. It's not like we don't have the laborers. Yeah, because even if I put, that's only going to be like 48 more, and we're pretty much trading everything we have in here. All right, so we're not going to dismiss that guy. Let's start time up. We dismissed this one, and then let's go back here and look and see how we're doing. Like I said, you know, not the biggest goal I've ever had in my life, but you know, we could get all of the things just because I don't know. It's a goal to get all of the things, right? You know, it doesn't always work out, but boy, we just got a bunch of them, and you can always order the last things. Like, let's see, what are we missing? I don't know. We could probably tell here. Are we missing any of these berries? Sure. I don't think we have peach, and we don't have berries, so that's 2 of them that we're missing. And then what else? Yeah, we can't really tell from just picking the farms. Okay, so we should think about a few things here. And one of them is, we're running low on this, but that's okay. We're building houses over here. We can fire up this other quarry. Let's say we fire up this other quarry first before we even do this. Just because we're getting a little low on stone. And I think it's mostly are we done building these roads? Yeah, I don't hear any tinking. So we have a decent road between these 2 towns. Though I would like to complete this guy probably over to this side. It helps to just come in here and look and see where most people are walking. Yeah, see, they're kind of cutting through here, which makes some sense. But they might start going this way more. But anyway, we'll ramp up our stone production a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of a settling in period. There we go. There's another house. And you know what? To get some of the laborers, make sure they stay busy. Yeah, let's turn on work. We'll turn this down. We're going to have to start balancing this, right? The other one's full, so we'll do... Yeah, where is our... Not miner. Is it miners? No, it's the quarry guys. Stone cutters. You know what? I'm going to do... There we go. It's goofy the way it does that. There we go. Good. So we got another one of those houses built over here. This one's almost done. And then we slow down a little bit to, keep an eye on our food as far as building more and more and more houses go. But I think we're in reasonably good shape. Okay, so I keep struggling with wood, even though at this moment we're doing okay. And I was starting to think, you start to get to this point where it's, a bit of a problem. There we go, another stone house done. Where we're, running up against, we've taken up most of the nice, even, flat area. And you probably will still need to ramp up food. So we have, some spaces up here, and I'm wondering if we don't expand up into here with like another mini town that would do some farming and stuff up this way. Like we have these little pockets, so the farms can kind of get jammed in. You start getting less and less efficient, but it's okay. Look, we're at 2,100 food. It's because it's autumn and we're harvesting all that stuff. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to do to not cause a problem, let's click on this and let's make this 30,000. Right there we go. So I don't want not to harvest all those crops, which we probably already messed ourselves up. But so I was thinking about another. Where would we build another forestry place? And I think there's 2 locations. So let's say like up here with this land, which is not quite so open, right? I mean, we could kind of come here, but it's got the river. But I just want to sort of do this for some future planning, not cut down trees, but if we came here and said, okay, not a woodcutter, sorry, forester, come down here, if we could fit one in here, right? Now, if we didn't go too close to the edges, I don't think we need more mines. me just do something like that. It'll also give us a place to come get some stone. Let's pause that. It's kind of way off the beaten path. Right, and then the other one, we talked about it before, and this is the one I think I'd get going next, is like over in here. And let's keep doing that. Yeah, like that would probably be pretty reasonable. I think I would move that down a little bit, spin it around, a little bit over this way. Pause that. Do we have time playing? Oh yeah, the raindrops are falling. They're not suspended in midair. It's a rainy game, this. And let's pin it for a second. We don't really have them constructing much, so let's keep that going. So if it's a stone house. This one, Forester's Lodge. What I'm thinking of is, because this is going to be so far away, I'm thinking we put like a little mini town here, right? And every little mini town should have a market, and we can kind of cover a fair number of people living and working in this area. Yeah, say it's kind of open. We could get stuff around this a little bit. Doesn't have to be too precise. And would we work on that? Let's just pause it for a minute so at least we think about what we're doing. And this will just give us some things to build and work on and think about, and certainly possibility to grow. So yeah, this would just be a thing right around there. So I'd come up this way. No, I didn't just do that. Did you see that? That's like pro. That road is dead straight. Yeah, so that'll give some of the builders, they can come over here and start working on that road. And then what I think I would do is probably put, just so they have some kind of food over here, at least to get started. Because again, if you didn't do this, then they would. Yeah, I guess I'd push it out there as far as I can. All right, like maybe we'd have like two. We don't want them right next to each other. Let's pin this one so we can see more or less where he ends. We don't want them overlapping. Yeah, see, that would be right. And then this one we should pause. Right, and then if we get some houses out here, like people could live and fish and kind of support the firewood chopping. Maybe we make a couple firewood chopping. Now this is where you start getting less efficient, in the sense that any firewood that we make here that might be needed in some other place is going to be a hike and a half to get it out of here. But we may not even do the firewood here. Well, it's probably, I don't know, does the firewood condense? Never really paid, like, do you need 2 pieces of wood to make a firewood? That wouldn't make much sense. But in any event, I think I like this. Let's continue this road down, which is right here, right? Yeah, we'll continue it down to here. Right, and then we can. That guy doesn't really need a road. Good, so there we go. So that's a couple more forestry areas. Again, I keep doing that. Not the priority, but I'm going to undo keeping track of those. But that'll give me something to build when I get other things built up. All right, so how are we doing? We are doing that. I need to pause. And we're also, so we're getting some more stone out of here. We got these houses built. We have nothing planned to be built, and we've got enough of the materials. Yeah, you know what? Let's get this schoolhouse. Look, we got 27 kids. Yeah, we need to slow down on our building houses. Yeah, so we'll get this schoolhouse building after I pause. What is this? Is that going to kill us? Yeah, you know what? We'll just get those 2 buildings going. because I would like to get a hospital over here as well. Look at that, full health. So nice, full happiness, full health, 25,000 food. So oops, I didn't need to close that. So, you know, we're at a bit of an, I'd just like this to even out. Let's let some of these, before I build more houses, I'd like to get more students going and just sort of be patient. I think it's not that I was a little bit impatient, but I didn't stay ahead in the perfect way of building the houses, which is okay. It's all part of the game. It's, unless you're Rain Man, I guess you could look at this and kind of tell. I'm proud of that. Graphs, you know, you could kind of look and tell where things were going to go, and you know, when you had this spike up, they could be dying at that point. And, well, this spike up is the nomad, so it could be, let's see, every 5 years. This is 25 years on the range here. It's like, is that 25 check marks, I guess? So every 5 years they grow up. They go every year they do 5 years. So this would be 5 years on here. So 5 to, you know, so coming back all the way to here is what, like 6 spaces. So that's 30 years ago. So you can kind of look at what happened 30 years ago and see, did you have a population spike? Like, it's probably these people that are dying, like right there. And then we're going to have another population spike where we took in more nomads, and so we'll have another bit of a die-off, which will cause this to go up and down. But look how we spiked up. Again, I know a lot of you guys can't see that, but we spiked up with our children, and so I don't want to spike up too much. Like, just keep it even-keeled, you know, steady wins the race, right? Something like that. At least sometimes it does. All right, but we're doing well. Let me pause it before I go over the 30-minute mark. That way we don't get Stuttersville. And this guy left. Boo. That's okay. Well, you know what? Let's take... we still have 18. Yeah, we got a lot of laborers, don't we? All right, well, let me... what do we need? You know what? We could use some more iron. Let's turn this down to 5. And set them to work. And then when it comes to miners, we'll go up to 17. And that's not a bad ratio there. And I might set some other things to be built as we get the materials, but look how low we are on the wood again. So we'll get this road built over here, and then I'll come back and we'll think about, you know, some houses pushing a little bit further into this area and probably secondarily into this one. And well, where is it? You know what? Didn't I build one down here? No. It's further over this way. There it is. Pause now. So we'll talk about maybe talking about being able to get down into here. So we'll see. But we got iron mine going because we're getting a little bit low on that. And we'll get this going, and we'll see. Reserve of logs is low. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll be back when the reserve of logs is not so low or something exciting happens. All right, see you guys in a bit. We have an infestation. Which actually, if it had to happen somewhere, it's not breaking my heart. We are producing ale, hopefully with wheat here. And another house is built. Very good. I was getting the houses and everything kind of just done, just so you know. So I'm sort of looking at the amount of logs we have and then picking something to be built, and then we got this infestation. So it's sort of a shame. You know, I guess we'll be a little low on plums, but then the only positive thing, and the reason this isn't breaking my heart, is maybe we'll plant another kind of orchard here. And if you look, it's late autumn and we're harvesting stuff. So we got this storage barn right there, just got built a second ago. So that should just sort of help cut down on their trips. We have another storage barn here. It really doesn't ever hurt to have too many storage barns near your, I guess there is such a thing as too many, but certainly, you know, saving them trips back and forth definitely helps get the crops harvested ASAP, which is an issue. I don't know how critical it is with the orchards, but I've always treated them like the farms. So having people here, plenty of houses in the area. So we've got quite a few houses in and around here. So I think we're definitely covered in this area. And you can see we have no more construction planned. So that's good. And we have all kinds of, so is that, well, we'll just have to wait for them to die off, I guess, and then we'll go back and plant something else. All right, so we have that storage done, so we have no building plan for a second. Yeah, this is just a quarry that shut off, not a stop thing. Now, we did at one point it was a little while, I think probably it was over a year, that we were going there in between the pause. So the tailor had run out of leather, so I just went and took a look. This guy's getting up to speed, so we're not having any big issues. Remember, there's only 5 of them in there when we split this cattle field. And this one's actually probably, 9 of 10. So, I don't know that we need too many more cattle, but it's the fact that we have this other tailor going. So it'll be good to get this leather over here on the works. And the thing I wanted to do, don't want to do too much design work ever without you guys, is come in here and, look, there's not even a road right there, is there? Okay. So wanted to get that in because I would like to get a few more houses in this area. And in order to do that, I wanted to get that road in. And that, even though people have to walk a little bit to come over here, I think I'd like to keep them where they have their options closer to the food's not going to hurt. So we'll put this one here. Can we get 3 of them in? Yeah, let's put this guy. Yeah, I can't get a. Let's turn to look this way. I'd like to keep the camera in the same view because I think it's less disorienting for you guys. Right, like as I'm zipping around, at least if I keep the map in this plane, like this, looking in this direction, I think it's a little easier to follow. At least when I watch the videos, I think it is. I don't know that I want to build every one of those right this minute. We only have 72 wood, so we'll build one more of those over here. And then we have this chapel we could build. So let's get this one set up over here. What else would we build? So that's more houses, so we may, get even more going, because I would like to get this woodcutter. Now, I've had some people dying, but if you look, we have 28 children, 22, so that's why I'm going to slow down a bit on the building houses. Not a complete moratorium on it, but a slowing at the very least at that point. And then the other thing I was looking at as far as designing things goes, these guys are paused. So I was looking here. Is it here? Yeah. If you look, I'd like to maybe get a road out this way. Now, we have some of these spaces where we could actually, the reserve logs is always low. So what I was thinking of is trying to get a road from over here tied into over here and probably zip right past this guy. So we'll give our builders something to do when we don't have too many construction projects. So if we went over to here, now do we have, I'd probably just tie this in this way. And let's see what it would look like. We could always destroy that road by the river if we wanted to. Can't really see what the other end would look like. That's probably fine. Just jags into the mountain here, kind of around that guy. That's fine. So we'll get a road, from this town, and then we'll have another road that's this sort of going up this way. I don't think it'll hurt too much. And as you can see, we're really kind of just holding our own. I did up the amount of coal that we're storing, and we are barely holding our own on the firewood. So at some point, we want to get this guy chopping firewood. Now, who do we have living here? Builders. See, because we're builders and laborers and students. You know what? Why don't we turn on the work? So we should have 4 of 4 which will further cut down on our logs is the only problem, but it's been many in-game years since we actually hit the firewood limit. I raised the firewood limit up to 2,000, so it's sort of a problem for us, but hey, do what you got to do. Alright, so we're building road, even though we don't have these guys fully assigned. Do we have enough stuff? No, see, we're just gonna struggle with wood. Now, the other thing we could do, and we don't have a ton of laborers, is, you know, I've been going further and further and just telling them to harvest everything. And I think we could just kind of come up here and say, look, why don't you guys stay busy doing that? So they'll just go gather a bunch of stuff in line of all the other projects and assignments that they have. And yeah, I think we're just in this kind of growing period. I did have a couple traders come by, but oh, what is this guy doing? Did I forget to dismiss him? Yeah, maybe we could trade him for some. How much? Here, let's pause it just so he doesn't go away while I'm in the middle, because I guess I'm getting so many low log warnings that I'm ignoring those dongs a little bit too much. So inventory wool, 770. Yeah, so the leather's going to cost us 10, which would be 1,000, and wool we could do 200, right? Yeah, so I'd rather have the leather than the, well, not that I don't want the wool, but yeah, tools, we don't have a ton of them. We'll get that other thing going. Did I dismiss that guy? I always like to forget to dismiss them. And then we'll just bring the rest of the wool back in there. And as far as the food goes, over the last year, this went down to like 16,000 before we started to harvest. So it went up to, I think we were at like 23 or 24,000 prior, went down to 16 and then back up. So I bet you if we come over here to our production, we're doing really pretty well on the food. And with the fact that we're going to get a couple more cattle pens going, that should be pretty good. So let's just take a look. So in the past year, we used 20,000 and we produced 22,000, right? So that's absolutely perfect. And then I guess that's last year. Yeah, so we're really doing pretty well with the food. We're producing and using it. And then we also have, like, I've cut off the gatherers, or most of them. So yeah, we have 2 gatherers instead of that. We only have 2 fishermen, even though we've got a lot of fisheries built. We'll build more fisheries here. And then I was sort of eyeing up some more farmland, and I think that outside of the area, particularly of this guy, but you know, we could probably squeeze in a few more farms around here. I sort of want to think about that because I'd also like to get in some more of these mines possibly. So yeah, let's do that just as space holders if we can. See, I don't think I can get one in. Certainly not with that stuff there. And if we turn it this way, yeah, I think I don't think it really matters. I don't think I'm going to get 2 in, am I? So I guess we'd be just as well off with it, you know, probably further back. I don't know. Just pause that. Now, can we get one on this other side? I don't think so. No. Well, there's 2 more mines for over there, so that'll keep this guy going for a while longer. And then we could talk about in here, even though that'll be interfering with our wood, which at this moment, let's shut it. You can't see it, but you know, at this moment, that is our issue. So it's exactly why I didn't put this. As you see, we're still getting some logs for that stone house, but we should have some more people, and we'll work into building this probably in the next episode. And I'd probably come here. Yeah, let's even. Yeah, no, I really don't. Well, we could use a wood chopper. I want to make this like a mini city where they have just enough. So we might put like a farm get enough people with just, some food, and then not everything will have to be drug over here. So let's start off with at least just placing down, where's our market? Yeah, it'll be right on that. We'll come off of that too, right? So if we put a few houses here, and then, do we even want to get one of them built? Because that'll give us also some people. I think I just might build a forester's lodge at first down here. But then we can also get this built, for a little food. Again, not that we need the food, but it makes them a little more efficient if they're at least able to get some of the food nearby. And on this one, I'd probably build the market right away. So we'll see. Yeah, well, there we go. I think I'm going to call it an episode and come back next week, and we'll get more done. How is our cows? Are we getting still just 15? I think didn't that just go down? Yeah, that happens, but I think we're sustainable. So eventually we'll get some more leather, but at least we purchased some, and we're able to move forward at that point. And we'll have to get some other things going. We have a good amount of stone, and I'd like to keep upgrading our roads when we get a little bit of extra stone. But I do want to build this chapel, which is going to be quite a bit. So I want to get this wood up. I don't know how much I'll do between the episodes, but we'll see. We'll keep growing. We haven't we kind of topped out again. When you think about it, we got those nomads in at some point here, and it's just been like a little bit flat in this episode. But that's okay. We got the nomads in. And we certainly, if you look at the curve of our overall growth, we're doing really well, considering we're staying ahead of the food, and things are going pretty good. Pretty well. I'm sorry, they don't go pretty good; they go pretty well. Sorry about the improper English. All right, guys. Well, people say that all the time, but it is improper English. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Thank you for all your likes and subscriptions. I'm almost at 700 as I record this. Maybe I'll be there by the time it airs on Thursday. This is Saturday morning for me. So again, thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.